Ever found yourself in a situation where you're constantly seeking private moments, not for tranquility or solitude, but for something more personal? Today we're delving into a topic that, while commonplace, is often shrouded in silence due to societal stigmas: masturbation addiction. We'll be walking you through 7 signs that might suggest you're addicted to masturbation. We'll tackle this sensitive issue with understanding, openness, and without judgment. If you've been nodding along, you may want to stick around for the rest of this video. The first sign to look out for is frequency. Now, let's be clear. Frequency alone doesn't determine addiction. It's not a straightforward numbers game. However, a significant increase in your usual routine can indeed wave a red flag. Imagine it like this. You're usually enjoying a cup of coffee once a day, and suddenly you find yourself needing 5, 6, or even 7 cups a day to function. It's the same principle. Healthy sexual behavior is a part of life, and there's no normal amount that applies to everyone. But when it starts to become an obsessive habit, that's when you need to take a step back. It's all about balance and moderation, right? So let's say you're engaging in this behavior more often than you used to, or perhaps even more telling, you're constantly thinking about your next private session. Well, it might be a sign. It's time to pause, reflect, and reassess. The second sign is escalation. Now, what does this mean? You see, addiction often leads to a need for more. It's a bit like needing a stronger cup of coffee each morning just to feel awake. In the context of masturbation, this might manifest as needing more explicit material or more frequent sessions to achieve the same level of satisfaction that you used to get. It's a subtle shift, an insidious creep that can easily go unnoticed until you find yourself in a place you never expected. This is the nature of addiction. It escalates, it demands more, and if it's not addressed, it can spiral out of control. So, if you've noticed this pattern, this consistent need for more, it's a sign to take note. It's a sign to pay attention. If you've noticed a consistent need for more, it's time to pay attention. Moving on, the third and fourth signs are neglect and an inability to stop. Let's dive deeper into these. Neglect here refers to the disregarding of responsibilities, relationships, or hobbies. If you find yourself consistently choosing to engage in self-pleasure over fulfilling your duties, nurturing your relationships, or pursuing your interests, that's a red flag. It's a sign that this habit is taking precedence over crucial aspects of your life. Now, let's talk about the inability to stop. You may have tried to quit or control this habit several times, but without success. This isn't about a lack of willpower, but rather it's an indication of addiction. When you're addicted to something, it becomes incredibly hard to break free even when you're aware of the negative impacts it's having on your life. If you're constantly choosing me time over other important aspects of life, or you've tried to quit but can't, these are clear signs. The last 3 signs are guilt, are problems because of the habit and denial. Let's delve into the 5th sign, guilt. This is not the fleeting guilt that may follow a moment of indulgence, but rather a persistent, gnawing sensation that claws at your conscience. You may find yourself feeling remorseful after each instance, yet you're drawn back to it, unable to resist the pull. This guilt often stems from a sense that you're betraying your own values or standards, which can be a strong indicator of addiction. Moving on to the 6th sign, problems because of the habit. This could manifest in various ways. Maybe your work performance is slipping, or perhaps your relationships are suffering. You might even notice physical side effects like fatigue or decreased interest in other activities. These problems are not just coincidences, they're often direct consequences of the habit taking precedence over other aspects of your life. Finally, we arrive at the 7th sign, denial. Despite the guilt, despite the problems, you might find yourself denying there's an issue. This denial can take many forms, from dismissing concerns raised by others to convincing yourself that you're just going through a phase. But remember, denial is not just a river in Egypt. It's a common coping mechanism used by those struggling with addiction. If these signs resonate with you, it's crucial to address the issue. It's never too late to seek help, to regain control, and to start living a healthier, happier life. Recognizing these signs is the first step in addressing the issue. We've journeyed together through 7 signs that might indicate a problem with masturbation. From frequency to escalation, neglect, inability to stop, feelings of guilt, problems in other areas of life, and denial, these are important markers to be aware of. But remember, identifying these signs doesn't mean you're condemned. It's a wake-up call, an opportunity to reevaluate and make changes. If you recognize any of these signs in your life, know that help is readily available. Professional help can provide the tools and strategies you need to regain control of your life. It's a brave step to acknowledge a problem, and even braver to seek help. Break free from the cycle of guilt and denial, and embrace the journey to recovery. Remember, it's okay to seek help. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share with others who might also benefit. Thank you for watching.